Hello and welcome to Clearview Television News, reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. In the news, various groups, including civil society organizations, draw more support for Governor Obaseki of the Edo State over inauguration of the State House of Assembly. Kano State Governor tells federal government to abolish movement of cattle headers from the northern part of the country to the south. Sudan's Rapid Support Forces accused of widespread abuses as more than 120 people are reported killed, with many of them dumped in the river Nile. I am Rose out with the details of this and many more stories. Youth, civil society organizations, professionals and other groups in Edo State have joined in condemning the House of Representatives' resolution to take over the Edo State House of Assembly. At a well-attended solidarity rally against the move, youth groups under the umbrella body Concerned Edo Youth condemned the purported order to the police and the Department of State Services to shut down the assembly. Speaking during the rally, Comrade Olu Martins made it clear that the Solidarity Rally is not an affair of the All Progressives Congress, adding that it is an expression of support for good governance in Edo State. Martin said the state government under Governor Godwin Obaseki is doing well to improve the well-being of the people, adding that any resolution in whatever guise to derail the focus of government will not stand. He noted that youth groups are adding their voice to the campaign against godfatherism, noting that individuals and groups who campaigned against godfatherism and supported one man, one vote campaign should not depart from the slogan as Edo people will continue to support Governor Obaseki. On his part, Comrade Roy Oribobo said Edo people will resist attempts to take over Edo State House of Assembly by external forces, while urging the governor not to be distracted from delivering the dividends of democracy to the people. Coordinator Ottawa People's Congress Lucky Uyigwe said the Obaseki-led government is delivering good governance, noting that OPC will resist any enemy of the government. Leader of the Edo State chapter of the Butchers Association of Nigeria, Comrade Akere Paul Odige, also pledged that butchers would defend Governor Obaseki and Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Frank Mbumere Okie. The All Progressives Congress youth leader in Edo State, Valentine Asuen, said that the state government under Obaseki has continued to touch the lives of the people, noting that Edo people will continue to seek support for what would bring them good governance. And also worried by the negative impacts of the feud in Edo State House of Assembly and governance in the state, a group of Edo professionals spread across the country have charged the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Comrade Adams Oshomole, not to derail the state's development. In a widely published letter addressed to Oshomole and signed by Emmanuel Ijewere, Dr. Chris Momo, Kim Bello Osage, Osora Isokpam, and 31 others, they urged the former Edo governor not to bring down the house he built. In the letter entitled, Avoiding the Temptation to Pull Down the Solid House You Built for Edo People, the group said, we the undersigned are representative members of Edo State professionals, and we are concerned and embarrassed by the unfolding drama in the political space of our beloved state, and have therefore come together, in spite of our respective partisan affiliations, to speak out as lovers of our state before Edo State is rendered ungovernable. An oil flow station belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation at Baton Community in the Warri Southwest local government area of Delta State has been reportedly shut down by protesting indigents of the Ebiri Kingdom. The protesters from different communities in the Ebiri Kingdom stamped the oil site on Friday morning, chasing out workers at the flow station over alleged marginalization of their kingdom in the appointment of the State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission. They condemned the non-appointment of their caseman as a commissioner representing Ijaw ethnic nationality on the new board of DESOPADEC, by the state governor Ifeanyi Okowa. Members of the Debiri Kingdom demanded the immediate appointment of an indigene of the area as commissioner on the new Desopadek board. The protesters, who stamped the Baton Flow station in their hundreds, vowed that the oil facility would remain shut until the state government appoints someone from the community as Desopadek commissioner. Addressing newsmen at the protest ground, the councillor representing Baton community, Frank Pukum, who spoke on behalf of the community, alleged that they are marginalized in political appointments despite their contributions to the state resources. Bandit leaders have reassured the people of Zamfara state that they will stop attacking and killing innocent citizens in the state. They gave these reassurance during a peace talk with the State Commissioner of Police and other stakeholders at Birnin Magaji local government area of the state. We now bring you the details.
Birnin Magaji is one of the local government areas in Zamfara state that have a fair share of the banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other criminalities. It is the second local government which the chairman of the Peace Initiative and the Commissioner of Police in the state, Usman Agogo, took the peace talk to in order to discuss with stakeholders on how best to peacefully stem the tide of the security challenges, not only in that area, but the entire state. The Commissioner of Police, Nagogo, described the peace meeting, which top bandit leaders attended, as an unprecedented progress, reaffirming the sincerity and honesty of security agencies and governments on the peace deal.
So far, there is no challenge because wherever we go, we achieve the purpose we are there for. You have witnessed what has happened in Zamfara. Earlier, you have witnessed what has happened in the zone. In either case, there is very much for everything to forgive and forget. So as far as
the Emir of Birnin Magaji, Husseini Dan Ali, appealed to people of Zamfara state to embrace and support the peace deal to enable peace return to the state.
An fahimci juna kuma ina fatan da wannan zama da ake yi da wannan zama da ake yi da wannan zama da ake yi ina fata ina roƙon don Allah kamar yadda suka gabata don Allah don Allah mu aje hankalin mu duk abin da muka magana zaman lafiya ne in babu zaman lafiya babu yanda za a yi wallahi samu ci.
Leaders of the bandits said the show of force by security agencies cannot stop the menace of banditry, stressing that only peace dialogue is a lasting solution to the situation.
Jirgi kawai yaran mu sun maida shi tamkar aboki. Allah ya sani tun daga aka fara kawo jirgi ni na san ya kashe man dan tunkiya guda daya. In na yi asara shine kawai ne.
The Commissioner of Police was in company of Security Advisor to the Governor of Zamfara State, Abubakar Daran, National Chairman of Miyetti Allah, Muhammad Zuru, senior police officers and representatives of other security agencies in the state to the peace meeting.
Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal has reaffirmed his commitment to stem acts of banditry across the state. He stated this while consoling the people of Kamitwa, Malafaru and Ololi communities in the Shinaka district of Goronyo local government area, who were attacked by bandits, which resulted in the death of 29 people. Governor Tambuwal described the bandits' attack on the people as a wicked act and assured that the state government, in collaboration with security agencies, are making frantic efforts to find lasting solutions to the menace, while calling on the bandits to drop their guns and embrace dialogue for the sake of peace and stability in the state. He also urged members of the vigilance group and civilian joint task force to stop harassing or killing innocent Fulani people. Governor Tambuwal further said that the window of discussion has been opened with the leaders of the bandits and assured that by the grace of God, lasting peace would prevail in the state. Responding on behalf of the families of the deceased persons, the district head of Goronyo, Alhaji Sambo Usman, thanked Governor Tambuwal for the condolence visit and prayed Allah to reward him abundantly. The district head told the governor that they have since embarked on public enlightenment on the importance of peaceful coexistence. He also urged various communities to intensify prayers for peace and stability in the state and country as a whole. The Managing Director, Federal Airport Authorities of Nigeria, Captain Rabiu Hamisu Yadudu, on Saturday in Kano revealed the identity of the stowaway that climbed the Abusman airline at Murtala Muhammad International Airport as Nigerian-born Usman Adamu. According to him, FAN has launched a thorough investigation into what warranted the suspension of 4 staff with a view to ascertain the remote and immediate causes of the security breach, adding that with regards to the identified suspects, investigation is ongoing to ascertain his intent, be it criminal or not, and his mental and psychological state. Briefing newsmen at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport on the incident, Yadudu said the suspect, identified as Usman Adamu, suspectedly of Nigerian origin, and who claimed to be residing at number 1 Aroromi Street, Iyana Ikpaja on the 19th July 2019, reportedly appeared at the domestic end of the taxiway and attempted to gain access to the aircraft while it was taxiing to the holding point. According to him, the pilot alerted the air traffic control and the message was intercepted by the Aviation Security Control Monitoring Center, who mobilized the patrol teams to the scene. He was apprehended, detained, and is currently with the Airport Police Command pending further investigation. The FAAN Managing Director, however, admitted that the FAN authority considers the incident a serious security breach and an airside incursion. The FAN bears the record that the same suspect had been arrested before in the same airport, pointing out that the patrol security team arrested the same suspect on the night of Sunday, the 14th of July 2019, within the airport premises. The Nigerian Army has graduated 259 cadets of direct short service course from Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji, Kaduna State. The officers, who comprised 7 and non-7 personnel, graduated in different fields in the 6-month intensive training at the school. The new officers were conferred with the rank of lieutenant in the Nigerian Army by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olani Sakin. At the ceremony, General Olani Sakin charged the newly commissioned officers to play their various roles based on their expertise and previous experiences in curtailing the country's security challenges. He said Nigerian Army expects them to add value to the system by being innovative and providing objective leadership to the men that will be placed under their watch. The Chief of Defense Staff also charged the passing out cadets to be professional in the discharge of their duties, noting that the Nigerian Armed Forces has zero tolerance for indiscipline and unprofessional conduct. He also said they are expected to be guided by existing regulations in their personal and professional conduct. You're watching Clearview Television News. The news will continue shortly after this timeout.
Police force through the dogged efforts of the Inspector General of Police, IG Mohammed A. Adamu, in a bid to combat the high rate of criminality and criminal elements. Kidnappers, domestic offenders, violence, cultism, rape, robbery, amongst so many others, has launched the Police VGS mobile app. The Police VGS mobile app is a web-based dispatch system for quick emergency reporting of incidents by citizens for the prompt response by the Nigerian police and other emergency and security agencies. Within 5 seconds of reporting, the appropriate government security or emergency agencies will be alerted and help will be deployed immediately. If you find yourself in a situation where your life or the life of another is threatened, such as kidnap, rape, robbery, road accidents, fire incidents, medical emergencies, natural disasters, or any attempt on your life or the life of a fellow Nigerian. All you need to do is to silently swipe the Police VGS app on your mobile phone. Policemen will be alerted immediately and help will be sent your way promptly. This is particularly handy in case of kidnap on the highway, roadside, one chance, or case of robbery or any communal unrest whatsoever. All a victim needs to do is just to swipe the app on a phone, either as a victim or an observer. Policemen will be alerted immediately and help will be deployed for appropriate intervention. Apart from reporting emergencies, the app also has a unique features such as Escort Me. Once this app is activated, the police force and other security agencies will receive the coordinates of the dispatcher of the distress. Either on the highway or within the city, a user can also report incidents, the eyewitness feature on the app. The mobile app is available for all Nigerians on the iOS and the Google Play Store platforms. Android or iOS phone became Police VGS Mobile Reporter. As soon as a subscription to the Police VGS app is made, the Nigerian police will be on hand to attend to incident reporters in a matter of seconds. Swipe to safety. Terms and conditions apply. Always remember, the police is your friend. This message is brought to you courtesy of the Office of the Force PRO.
Foursquare Gospel Church in Nigeria now has a new general overseer. He is Reverend Sam Aboyeji, who was until his election the Midwest region overseer of the church. Reverend Aboyeji emerged at the Ajebo camp of the church along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. He won with 1,670 votes to 672 scored by Reverend Isaac Komolafe, the overseer of the northern region of the church. Reverend Aboyeji now takes over from Reverend Felix Medwoye, who has attained the statutory retirement age of 70 years. Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku has flagged off the distribution of free long-lasting insecticide mosquito nets across the state. The distribution is an initiative of the Global Fund Malaria Program in partnership with the state government and also the federal government to eradicate malaria in Nigeria. And in furtherance of the anti-malaria campaign, the Taraba State First Lady, Anna Ishaku, has been decorated as a net ambassador. The report.
There is a target to eradicate malaria and other tropical diseases in the world by 2030. International organizations in partnership with state governments and non-governmental organizations have embarked on a campaign to end malaria through the distribution of insecticide nets. In Taraba State, the state government in partnership with Global Fund and non-governmental organizations flagged off the distribution of long-lasting insecticide mosquito nets in Jalingo, the state capital. Over 2 million mosquito nets will be distributed at various points across the state, with thousands of households as beneficiaries.
It is in the view of this goal, NMEP and CRS in 2019 are working with the State Ministry of Health with funding from the Global Fund to distribute over 2 million, precisely 2. This support has contributed to reducing the prevalence of malaria in Nigeria from 42% in 2010 to 27% in 2015, as reported by the National Malaria Indicator Survey.
I want me to enjoy it with my children because of mosquitoes.
Taraba State Governor Darius Ishaku flagged off the distribution of the insecticide nets. Wife of the governor, Anna Ishaku, was decorated as net ambassador for the Global Fund and other partners at the event.
This administration is highly committed in pursuing the goals and targets set by the federal government for reducing the burden and eventually elimination of malaria in the country. I strongly urge our healthcare workers at all levels to be more dedicated and committed towards achieving the successful implementation of this campaign and realization of the desired objectives.
Excited to stand in your midst as the net ambassador for Taraba State. Wish to thank the state government and the rollback malaria partners for providing long-lasting insecticidal mosquito nets free of charge to all our households here in Taraba State to protect us and our families from mosquito bites.
Statistics says 93% of malaria deaths in the world occur in sub-Saharan Africa, with Nigeria as one of the leading countries.
A former executive secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Peter Okebukola, has given 7 reasons why African universities are poorly ranked in Global League and ways to improve their rankings. Delivering the 14th convocation lecture of the Covenant University, Abeokuta, Professor Okebukola said low investment in the research enterprise, research capacity, deficits, institutional and human, and inefficiencies in the system are some of the reasons African universities are poorly ranked. He explained that when an institution of higher learning fails to invest adequately in research, such as a university would be poorly rated globally. Other reasons for poor rating, he noted, include sharp practices in research, weak attraction of international staff and students, low ICT use in promoting visibility, and poor data collection and management capabilities. Professor Okebukola, however, said that for any university to improve in global ranking, authorities of such universities must familiarize themselves with the most recent ranking indicators and encourage national ranking of universities to prepare the local for the global. According to him, improving investment in research to strengthen institutional and human research capacities and attracting international staff and students are part of the indices considered for global ranking of universities. Okebukola, who is now the Director, Institute for African Culture and International Understanding of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, pointed out that steering program deliveries towards the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, massive national, regional and global publicity, and providing learner-friendly infrastructure should be taken very seriously among institutions. He said universities are ranked by several indicators of academic or research performance, including alumni and staff winning Nobel Prizes and Fields Medals, highly cited researchers, papers published in Nature and Science, papers indexed in major citation indices, and the paper capital academic performance of an institution. For each indicator, the highest scoring institution is assigned a score of 100, and other institutions are calculated as a percentage of the top score. The National Agricultural Seed Control, in its bid to implement the new Seed Act to the later and ensure that farmers have access to best quality seeds in 2019 and beyond, will be piloting the deployment of smart tamper-proof and enhanced security certification tags to replace the old certification. The Director General of NASC, Philip Ojo, in a media briefing in Abuja, said will bring an end to fake or counterfeit seeds by unscrupulous elements in the seed industry. Clearview TV's Aniete Patrick completes the story.
With a new Seed Act signed by President Muhammadu Buhari, Ojo says the story is no longer the same, as henceforth anyone who contravenes the provision of the seed law as a first offender will be sentenced to jail for a period of 1 year or pay a fine of 1 million naira, or both, subject to the decision of a court of competent jurisdiction, among other penalties.
Seals are actually bombed publicly to serve as deterrent to others. Also, there are so many plans, particularly this bill, because of the fact that we as a council, with our regulation and coordination, want to ensure that it's only good qualities that are made available to farmers. This bill made provisions for another bill, which is the variety protection law, which is already in the National Assembly, because we want all the best genetics around the world to be made available to our Nigerian farmers, and we want it to actually be there. Also, the bill made it possible to kind of
harmonize our law with that of ECOWAS.
Ojo also sounded a note of warning to anyone or agency who have formed the habit of engaging in any form of seed business without recourse to the Seed Act to desist from such acts, as they are working with some agencies, especially with reference to the porous border across the country, to fish out culprits. Also, the Council explains on how the bill will aid in the harmonization of the law, include third-party certification, and how the certification tags will now have a scratch able to portion with special serialized electronic codes which farmers will be able to get through SMS via a dedicated NACI number on the genuineness of the seed being purchased.
We do the monitoring from the research, that is the parental materials that are produced. So we follow them to see the processes and ensure that they have met the minimum quantities required of that seeds. So after doing that, the next generation goes to the seed entrepreneurs, other private seed entrepreneurs, whom we also follow to ensure that they have produced and met the minimum quantity standards. And of course, the third class, the certified seed, that the farmers will eventually assess. So the seed, in essence, it's not that anybody will just come and say the serial number, you are a businessman, maybe you are selling, and you come and say, no, there is traceability.
If it's not secure, if optimum security is not deployed, that alone degrades, corrodes our integrity. So that is bad for us as a way. Secondly, again, there's no cost really. It's not for profit. It's basically to enhance policy. So we're not driving for profit. So we're not looking at who has more to do. I mean, everything here is free really for the average farmer who takes and all these kind of things.
This initiative, which is supported by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, is set to improve the agricultural sector for a better productivity and efficiency through the provision of high-quality improved seeds. Anita Patrick, reporting for Clearview Television.
The Department of Petroleum Resources has sealed 33 filling stations in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, following their alleged involvement in under-dispensing products. The DPR Operations Controller, Port Harcourt Zone, Basin Nkanga, accused some of the affected filling stations of also selling adulterated petroleum products to unsuspecting members of the public. Disclosing these shortly after inspecting filling stations in the state capital, Nkanga explained that over 150 fuel stations had been inspected by the DPR. He listed some of the filling stations that were sealed as Corn Oil Petroleum, Mobile, and Ethanol. Nkanga stated that the affected filling stations would be made to pay fines for their actions. He also pointed out that the filling stations that mistakenly over-dispensed products were temporarily shut down, pending when they recalibrate their fuel dispensing pumps. The controller called on members of the public to report to the DPR if they are aware of any sharp practices being perpetrated by any filling station. At the conclusion of the testimony of their star and last witness, Osita Chidoka, the PDP and Atiku Abubakar formally closed their case this Friday. Chidoka, an aviation minister under the administration of Goodluck Jonathan, served as the National Collation Officer of the PDP, although Chidoka claimed in his written statement that results were transmitted electronically. He could not, on the cross-examination, sustain that claim. Chidoka could not provide the address of the said server and information about its location. He said INEC chairman spoke about INEC server, but said that he got information that results were transmitted to it from a whistleblower. Chidoka, who confirmed that results were collated from the polling unit level through ward, state and national levels manually, admitted that what the information contained in all his statements are from the information he got from his party's agents. The court has adjourned till July 29 for the defendants to open their defense, beginning with INEC, listed as the first defendant. And Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has asked the federal government to abolish movement of herdsmen from the northern to southern parts of Nigeria in order to eradicate farmer-herders conflicts. Although Governor Ganduje has set up a 16-man committee to identify critical areas of settling herdsmen across the state. Ganduje said that the Ruga settlement, which his administration has fully embraced, is the only way to reduce the concerns raised, and it is a must. The governor revealed that the children of 72 herders have been trained on modern skills in cattle grazing and called on all herdsmen across the country to come to Kano, as his administration has taken concrete steps to ensure that herders get the economic benefits of cattle breeding. The presidency has appealed to the Islamic movement in Nigeria, otherwise known as Shiites, to desist from what it describes as needless violent street protests. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, in a statement advised the group to await the decision of the court in Kaduna State, where El Zazaki is being tried. The statement said the issue of El Zazaki is before the court in Kaduna, and his supporters should focus on his ongoing trial instead of causing daily damages, disruptions and public nuisance in Abuja. According to him, the destruction of public property in the name of protest is not within the right of this group of Shiite members, and no government anywhere would tolerate a situation where any group would take over public roads in cities, as they have done in Abuja, and interfere with the rights of other citizens who are prevented from reaching their destinations. The presidency's clarification came as members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria on Friday continued their protest in Abuja, the nation's capital. The Shiites, just about a dozen of them, this time embarked on the protest immediately after the Jumat prayer at the Yoruba Mosque in Wuse Zone 2 area in Abuja. They are asking the federal government to release their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zazaki, who was taken into custody following a clash between the Shiites and the army in 2015 in Zaria, Kaduna State. The protesters wondered why the government would refuse to release their leader from detention after a federal high court in Abuja granted him bail. You're still watching Clearview Television News. The news will continue shortly after this timeout.
Through the dogged efforts of the Inspector General of Police, IG Mohammed A. Adamu, in a bid to combat the high rate of criminality and criminal elements. Kidnappers, domestic offenders, violence, cultism, rape, robbery, amongst so many others, has launched the Police VGS mobile app. The Police VGS mobile app is a web-based dispatch system for quick emergency reporting of incidents by citizens, for the prompt response by the Nigerian police and other emergency and security agencies. Within 5 seconds of reporting, the appropriate government security or emergency agencies will be alerted and help will be deployed immediately. If you find yourself in a situation where your life or the life of another is threatened, such as kidnap, rape, robbery, road accidents, fire incidents, medical emergencies, natural disasters, or any attempt on your life or the life of a fellow Nigerian, all you need to do is to silently swipe the Police VGS app on your mobile phone. Policemen will be alerted immediately and help will be sent your way promptly. This is particularly handy in case of kidnap on the highway, roadside, one chance, or case of robbery or any communal unrest whatsoever. All a victim needs to do is just to swipe the app on a phone, either as a victim or an observer. Policemen will be alerted immediately and help will be deployed for appropriate intervention. Apart from reporting emergencies, the app also has a unique features such as Escort Me. Once this app is activated, the police force and other security agencies will receive the coordinates of the dispatcher of the distress. Either on the highway or within the city, a user can also report incidents, the eyewitness feature on the app. The mobile app is available for all Nigerians on the iOS and the Google Play Store platforms. Android or iOS phone became Police VGS Mobile Reporter. As soon as a subscription to the Police VGS app is made, the Nigerian police will be on hand to attend to incident reporters in a matter of seconds. Swipe to safety. Terms and conditions apply. Always remember, the police is your friend. This message is brought to you courtesy of the Office of the Force PR.
I'm very delighted. I'm happy to be at Clearview. Like the name implies, everything is quite clear here. I enjoy all Nigerians to continue to enjoy the very clear opportunity of broadcasting. And I said, Clearview, well done, please keep it up. Clearview is it. Don't change that channel. Enjoy it.
Welcome back. The National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, in collaboration with the African Center for Phytomedicine Research and Development, University of Jos, and other relevant social bodies this Wednesday in Abuja organized a one-day National Stakeholders Forum on the promotion of a new anti-snake venom vaccine commercialization. The event is to create awareness amongst Nigerians on the availability of the indigenous vaccine. Clearview TV's Joy Isekwe has details.
The National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion has as one of its mandates the responsibility of promoting commercialization of indigenous research, development results and inventions from National Innovation System. Speaking at the event, the Director General of NOTAP, Mohammed Ibrahim, says the mandate of the office is to enhance the growth of indigenous capacity to strengthen enterprises for the development of Nigerian economy. He added that NOTAP also has as part of its commercialization mandate the responsibility of linking the industry with National Innovation System in order to encourage demand-driven research and development projects for commercialization.
National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion is one of the 17 parastatals of the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. And one of our core mandates is to regulate inflow of foreign technology into the country. But we also have a responsibility to encourage and promote the development of locally generated technologies.
The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, Bitrus Bako, says snakebite is a major public health challenge in Nigeria and Africa, particularly the rural areas where most farmers are engaged in daily farming activities. He added that the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology will provide funds to carry out clinical trials for the anti-snake venom vaccine.
From available information, snake bites have become a major cause of concern for farmers and rural dwellers as a result of its frequency. It is on this note that I want to commend the researchers at the African Center for Excellence in Phytomedicine Research and Development and the management of University of Jos for this scientific breakthrough.
The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Health, Abdulaziz Abdullahi, represented by Evelyn Ngege, in her remarks stated that Nigeria has a high number of snake bite cases, noting that with this vaccine in the country, the number of deaths caused by snake bites will be reduced.
The local manufacture, therefore, of this anti-snake venom vaccine would therefore be a great relief to all in prevention of snake deaths from snake bites and venoming.
In an interview with the inventor of the vaccine, Professor John Agui, says what inspired him to produce the vaccine is to bring down the cost of snakebite treatment in Nigeria. He stated that most farmers die daily because of snake bites, noting that since the treatment is expensive, some poor Nigerians cannot afford it. He stressed that the vaccine can be carried to any part of Nigeria because it can withstand temperature, adding that the vaccine is actually the first anti-snake venom vaccine in the world, and it took 24 years to achieve.
The major thing that we had in mind was to bring down the cost of treatment of snake bites. We have seen the prices. One vial for 32,000 naira, that's monovalent. The polyvalent goes for 52,000 naira. And in a very serious situation, you need from 5 to 10 vials. And now tell me, which of these local farmers can afford the huge sum of money required to treat a patient, okay? This vaccine can be carried to any corner of Nigeria because it withstands temperature.
COVID Plus is a product of research that can transform snakebite management in Nigeria. Joy Esekweyi reporting for Clearview Television.
And on entertainment news, the social media is currently buzzing with the news of Wizkid's single and Beyoncé's latest album. Nigerians are especially praising the singer for his delivery on the song. Many suggested that the two music stars blend perfectly. Social media is currently buzzing with the release of the much-anticipated The Gift album by international singer Beyoncé, which finally dropped on Friday, July 19, 2019. Let's now join our entertainment correspondent for details of these and more.
The entertainment segment, Beyoncé's album has gotten so much hype because of its connection to the Lion King movie and the decision of Beyoncé to work on the project with a host of African superstars like Burna Boy, Yemi Alade, Wizkid, Mr. Easy, Shatta Wale, among others. Upon the release of the body of work, Nigerians could not help but shower praises on one of their own superstar, Wizkid, who came nothing short of pure excellence on the joint with Beyoncé titled Brown Skin Girl. Many commended the superstar for not disappointing and once again proving that Africa has a whole lot to offer to the world, especially when it comes to creativity. And meanwhile, the Soko crooner once revealed that music is the only one true religion that he really believes in. And the American singer Beyoncé recently got people talking across the world after she released her album for the Lion King live action. The singer, who featured African stars on the album, including Nigerian musicians such as Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, Burna Boy, Tekno, and Mr. Easy. Beyoncé's album, The Gift, was released this Friday, July 19, and it has got so many talking excitedly about Africa. However, it seems some people are not happy about the album, even though the singer included many Africans. A Nigerian lady has called out the American singer Beyoncé on social media over her Lion King live action, The Gift album. The lady claimed that Beyoncé only featured Yoruba artists on the album. The lady, identified simply as Sugar Belly, who expressed her opinion on Twitter, stated that Africans are shallow and ignorant to be excited over the album. According to her, Beyoncé should have included artists from other tribes in Nigeria. She asked why the singer did not feature Igbo artists like Phyno and Nneka. However, other Nigerians came to Beyoncé's defense and replied Sugar Belly on Twitter. They stated that Tekno is Igbo and Yemi Alade is half Igbo. Meanwhile, the Kenyan artist Victoria Kimani called out Beyoncé for excluding Kenyans from her album. Kimani stated that the Disney animation Lion King was based on Kenya and her culture, and Kenyans should have been included. The ex-music producer Don Jazzy has joined Nigerians who are excited about the host of African artists on Beyoncé's new album. Don Jazzy suggested that the Nigerian superstars may be bringing home Grammy Awards. In a post shared on the microblogging platform Twitter, Don Jazzy highlighting the possibility of some of the Nigerian singers that featured in the album bringing home the highly coveted Grammy Awards. He said this is so because there is a high chance Beyoncé's album would most likely be nominated in the World Album category. Meanwhile, Don Jazzy bared his mind on the current crops of housemates in the 2019 edition of the Big Brother Naija show. He called on the organizers to bring in new sets of contestants to shake things up. It is no longer news that social media is playing a role in bringing people together and helping a lot of them find love and happiness. One of the lucky ones is the singer Simi, who has finally revealed in an interview how she met her husband, Adekunle Gold. She said she met her husband on social media. The Joromi Krona stated that Gold has messaged her on Facebook and she had no idea who he was at the time. However, one thing led to another and they became friends and then lovers before finally getting married. It always sounds almost impossible to meet the love of your life on social media until a couple tells their story and clears every doubt. And that's it for the entertainment segment. I am Cecilia Okoli, reporting for Clearview Television.
And the rapid, you're still watching Clearview Television News. The news will continue shortly after this timeout.
I'm very delighted. I'm happy to be at Clearview. Like the name implies, everything is quite clear here. I enjoy all Nigerians to continue to enjoy the very clear opportunity of broadcasting. And I said, Clearview, well done, please keep it up. Clearview is it. Don't change that channel. Enjoy it.
And welcome back. On the international stories, the Rapid Support Forces have been accused of widespread abuses in Sudan, including the 3 June massacre in which more than 120 people were reportedly killed, with many of the dead dumped in the river now. Sudan expert Alex Deval charts their rise. The RSF are now the real ruling power in Sudan. They are a new kind of regime, a hybrid of ethnic militia and business enterprise, a transnational mercenary force that has captured the state. Their commander is General Mohammed Hamdan Hameti Dagolo, and he and his fighters have come a long way since their early days as a ragtag Arab militia widely degenerated as the Janjaweed. The RSF was formally established by decree of then-President Omar al-Bashir in 2013, but their call of 5,000 militiamen had been armed and active long before then. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has used the 75th anniversary of the most famous plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler to call on citizens to counter rising right-wing extremism. Merkel thanked the German officer Klaus von Stauffenberg and other plotters who tried in 1944 to kill the Nazi dictator with a briefcase bomb. Stauffenberg and some 200 co-conspirators were caught and executed. Merkel urged people to join programs for strengthening democracy. The right-wing party Alternative for Germany in May became the country's largest opposition party in parliament with an anti-immigrant and nationalist agenda. In recent years, there has been a rise in far-right attacks, including the murder of a German politician, whose death prosecutors believe was politically motivated and carried out by assassins with neo-Nazi extremist links. According to government figures, there are 24,000 right-wing extremists in Germany. Nearly 13,000 are believed to have a tendency to violence. The German colonel was 36 years old when he tried to kill Adolf Hitler during a meeting at the Nazi leader's secret headquarters called the Wolf's Lair in the Forest East. And you're still watching Clearview Television News. The news will continue shortly after this timeout.
I'm very delighted. I'm happy to be at Clearview. Like the name implies, everything is quite clear here. I enjoy all Nigerians to continue to enjoy the very clear opportunity of broadcasting. And I said, Clearview, well done, please keep it up. Clearview is it. Don't change that channel. Enjoy it.
Welcome back. And on sports, Odiom Igalo has emerged as the highest goal scorer in the just concluded AFCON 2019 Cup of Nations in Egypt. Igalo's 5 goals and 1 assist puts him head and shoulder above other contestants. Tolulokbe Oguntimeye packaged the report from our studio.
30-year-old Odion Gallo of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, applying his trade with Shanghai Shenhua of China, is the highest goal scorer of the 32nd edition of the African Cup of Nations, carting home the Golden Boot with 5 goals and 1 assist. He became the 6th Nigerian player to win a prestigious award after the likes of Segun Odegbami, Rashidi Yekini, Julius Agawa, J.J. Okocha, and Emmanuel Amunike. However, wars are featuring that Igalo, who scored the highest pre-tournament goals, will be hanging his boot from playing with the Super Eagles because of alleged threats, intimidation, harassment, and mockery of his family in Lagos, Nigeria. Sadio Mane of Senegal bagged the silver boot with 3 goals and 1 assist. Adam Honas of Algeria, who also had 3 goals and 1 assist, to bag the bronze boot, leaving out Riyad Mahrez of Algeria, who also scored 3 goals with no assist. Goalkeeper Rice of Algeria was the Golden Gloves winner for best goalkeeper and man of the match for finals between Algeria and Senegal, while Ismail Benessa of Algeria was the best player of the tournament. Senegal's Captain Diatta was voted best young player by the technical crew of the tournament, while his country took the Fair Play trophy. A total of 168 goals were scored in 52 matches played, or 3.2 goals per match. Algeria is the highest team scorer with 13 goals, or 7.7% of total goals scored. 5 red cards were issued in 52 matches. A total of 178 yellow cards were issued, making an average of 3.4 yellow cards per match. One of the negative hallmarks of the tournament is the very high number of foul plays. Most of the fouls were committed by the North African teams. Imagine Algeria with 30 foul plays in the final match against Senegal, which shows absolute desperation. Another issue was low marksmanship by all 24 teams. An exact 943,053 fans came into different stadia to watch the matches, making an average of 18,136 fans per match. This is contrary to outcries that the stadia were usually empty on match days. For 18,000 fans, watching a match is pretty good, despite the fact that the host country was ousted at the quarter-final stages. A total of $16.4 million will be given as prize money to the participating countries. A breakdown shows that champions Algeria will take home $4 million, Senegal will pocket $2 million, Nigeria and Tunisia will have $1.5 million each. The quarter-finalists will be given $800,000 each. All the teams that placed third in each group will have $575,000 each, while all those who made 4th position in each group will pocket $475,000 for their effort. Algeria won a second ever AFCON trophy in Egypt 1-0 over Senegal, who were in their 3rd loss in the final, having lost in 2002 and 2012. Nigeria picked up 8 bronze medals, beating Tunisia 1-0. Tunisia was in their 3rd semi-final loss too, having lost in 1978 and 2000.
And Super Eagles striker Odion Igalo on Friday confirmed his retirement from the national team after leading the country to a 3rd place finish at the just concluded AFCON 2019 in Egypt. Igalo, who was the highest goal scorer of the competition, said on his Twitter handle that he took the decision after extensive discussion with his family. He gave no reason for the decision in his handle. Igalo tweeted on Friday said, "This is one of the most difficult decisions I have had to take. It has been an amazing 5 years journey, but after due consultation and extensive discussions with my family, I have decided that it is time for me to retire from the national team. It has been an eventful and most memorable opportunity for me to serve my country with pride, passion, and to contribute my quota to the development of our football. The memories will stay with me for a long time, and I am immensely grateful." Igalo thanking the Super Eagles coach General Raw for believing in him, noted that it is now time to concentrate on club football and to give the younger players a chance to learn and grow. The Shanghai Shenhua striker played 35 matches for Nigeria, scoring 16 goals in the process. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of our top stories. As political gladiators in Edo State bicker over the former inauguration of the State House of Assembly, varied youth groups, including civil society organizations, are drumming more support for Governor Obaseki with an appeal to supposed godfathers to steer clear. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has asked the federal government to put an immediate halt to the controversial Ruga settlement and abolish the movement of cattle headers from the northern part of the country to the south. We also told you that Sudan's Rapid Support Forces have been accused of widespread abuses as more than 120 people are reported killed, with many of them dumped in the river Nile. And that's the news. Remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel via Clearview TV. Like us on Facebook via Clearview Television. Follow us on Twitter at Clearview Online. Follow us on Instagram at Clearview TV_NG. You can also watch Clearview TV on Nightcomsat with any free-to-air decoder. For details, contact your local installer. I am Rose. Many thanks for watching.